Okay, so let's look at if functions, our first logical function that we've encountered in Excel. So if functions help you output cell data based on some condition that you're looking at. So I've set up a little table and I've got 4 employees. I've got their salary, the customer satisfaction that they've received, ratings they've received from their interactions with customers. We've got a column saved here for whether they're bonus eligible or not, and bonus rate, and then bonus amount. So here we've got a little star under bonus eligible. So it says that employees are eligible for a bonus if they achieve over 80% customer satisfaction. Okay, so we need to put a yes or a no into this column based on what the employee has achieved for their customer satisfaction, whether or not they've hit 80% or not. So the first thing that I like to do in ones where it's more complex, or sometimes the easy ones as well, is draw a decision tree. So I've got my handy writing device here, so I can write over here. So I start my tree with the question that we're asking. So for each employee, we're asking is, and I'm going to do CSAT for short, customer satisfaction greater than 80%. Because if it's greater than, or I'll say greater than or equal to, greater than or equal to 80%. So we want to make 2 legs based on this question, whether it's answered T for true or F for false. So if it's true, we want this column to say yes as the output. And if it's false, we want it to say no. All right? So that's my tree. That's how I'm going to work out my if. So I'm going to go back to my cell, whether they're bonus eligible or not, and I should say achieve 80% or greater. And that fits with our greater than or equal to that we've included there. So let's make our if. So we've got it. So we have to turn these words into a logical test. Well, we're comparing their customer satisfaction score to 80%. So I'm going to pick up Bob's customer satisfaction, and I'm going to check whether it's greater than or equal to 80%. Okay, so that's just me taking my question here and turning it into Excel. So I'm, is this person's customer satisfaction greater than or equal to 80%? Okay, so that's our test. Now we have to tell Excel what to do if it's true. Well, if it's true, we want it to display yes. So if you want it to Excel to display words, you have to put them in quotes. So I'll type yes. And then we have to tell Excel what to do if it's false. Well, if it's false, our decision tree says we have to write no. And again, that's a word. So we're going to put it in quotes. All right. So we've got our logical test, our output if it's true, and our output if it's false. So if we hit enter, all right, we can see that Bob is eligible for a bonus. So I can fill this down, and it should. There we go, find out. So Joe can't get a bonus, Sally gets one, and Sandra doesn't. Okay, so that's our first if statement here. However, we still want to calculate the bonus amount. So we have to, so this bonus rate is here at 15%. We know what their salary is. So if they get a bonus, it would be their salary times the bonus rate. If they don't get a bonus, then the bonus amount is just 0. So let's go and redo our decision tree because we have a new decision and a new question outputs to figure out. So I'm going to start, I have to write my question. So if there's what we're trying to determine is, are they eligible And if so, what should the bonus amount be? So let's just say eligible. That's an I. Are they eligible? So we have to, that depends on what is in this column here. So if they are eligible, what do we need Excel to do? Well, we need to do salary times bonus rate. Okay. If it's false, they don't get a bonus, so we can just output, that's supposed to be a 0 with a line through it. Yeah, that sucks. I'm going to write that over again. We're going to do 0. Okay. So our if function, we're figuring out, are they eligible or not? If they are, they're going to get a bonus amount of salary times bonus rate. If they are not eligible, it's just a 0. So let's go to our cell and turn that into a formula. So I'm going to go equals if, and I'm trying to see if this is yes or no. So I want to click on the cell, and I'm determining if it is yes. So if you're checking a cell to whether it is a word or not, you have to put that in quotes, just like we had to put it in quotes in our outputs. So I'm putting a yes in quotes. So is D57 yes? Okay. So if it is, we have to do salary times bonus rate. So I'm going to do salary. So Bob makes 55,000 and multiply it by the bonus rate. Okay. Now we have to put in what the value is if it's false. Well, if it's false, it's just 0. So I can type in 0. So I'll close my parentheses here and hit enter, and we'll see if Bob, who we know is eligible, ends up with a bonus. All right. So Bob has his bonus of 8,250. I'm just going to format that nicely. And if we fill down, let's make sure this worked. So Joe was not eligible for a bonus. His bonus amount is 0. Sally was eligible. Hers is 8,888. And then Sandra was also not eligible. So that is also 0. So our if statement has worked. It's made a decision based on this and then outputted what we wanted. So that's your crash course in the if function.